Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to jump into the world of a profession that shapes our financial future in ways you probably don't even realize. Yep, we're talking about actuaries. Now, this is how the profession actually describes itself. A little dramatic? Yeah, maybe. But you know what? It kind of captures the core of a job that deals with some of life's biggest what-ifs. So, are they just staring into a crystal ball, trying to guess where the market's headed? Well, not exactly. The real story is honestly way more interesting than that. At their very core, actuaries are the people who build financial security. They're not using magic to see the future, they're using something much, much more powerful: data. So let's break down what this really means. You can think of it in 3 steps. First, they use math to figure out the odds of something bad happening. Second, they come up with smart ways to stop it from happening in the first place. And third, if it does happen anyway, they figure out how to soften the blow. It's all about taming risk. All right, let's get a little more specific. What exactly is actuarial science? And how is it different from other money-related jobs you've probably heard of? And there you have it. It's this incredible sweet spot where math, statistics, and finance all come together. Actuaries are the pros who put this all into practice, using these skills to analyze risk and help us navigate it. And this table? This is where it really clicks. Think about it. An accountant looks backwards. They report on what's already happened. But an actuary looks forward. They're trying to model what might happen. So if you remember one thing, it's this: accountants report the past, actuaries predict the future. And because of that unique skill set, you find them everywhere. I mean, sure, insurance and pensions are the classic jobs, but now you'll find actuaries in cutting-edge data science, in banking, and even working on some of the biggest challenges we face, like climate change. Okay, so why on earth would someone choose this career path? Well, besides having a real passion for numbers, there are some seriously good reasons. I mean, let's face it, we live in a pretty uncertain world. Actuaries are the ones who make sense of that chaos. And because risk is just a fundamental part of life and business, the people who can manage it are pretty much always going to have a job. This is a tough field, no doubt about it. And that high level of skill and expertise, well, it gets reflected in the paycheck. To put it simply, all that hard work and rigorous training, it pays off, literally. Here's a cool part. Math is a universal language, right? That means actuarial qualifications are recognized all over the globe. So it really opens up a world of possibilities if you want to work in different countries. But hold on, it takes way more than just being a math whiz. You have to have amazing communication skills to explain these really complex ideas simply. You need a sharp business sense to know how to apply your findings. And you absolutely need to be self-motivated to get through the qualification process. And speaking of that process, let's be super clear. Becoming a fully qualified actuary is a marathon, not a sprint. It is a long journey of intense study and a whole lot of exams. This whole journey is guided by these major professional organizations around the world, like the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries in the UK or the Society of Actuaries over in the US. Think of them as the gatekeepers of the profession, the ones who set the standards and run the exams. Okay, wow. Now, these pathways can look a little intense, right? Don't worry about memorizing all the details. The big takeaway here is that you have to pass a series of really demanding exams while you're working. As you pass these stages, you earn different titles like associate, and then finally, the top-tier fellow status. Okay, so to make all of this feel a bit more real, let's look at one of the most important fundamental tools an actuary uses every single day. It's called the life table. Now, I know it sounds a little grim, but it is an incredibly powerful tool. Basically, it's a giant chart that shows the probability of a person at a certain age surviving to their next birthday. And what can you do with this table? Well, just about everything. You can use it to set a fair price for a life insurance policy. You can figure out how much money a pension plan needs to keep its promises to retirees. Governments even use it to make sure things like Social Security stay funded for generations. It is truly the bedrock of so much financial planning. So that's the key point. This one tool, this single table based on life and death data, becomes the foundation for making massive billion-dollar, sometimes trillion-dollar decisions that affect millions of us. It's a perfect example of what actuaries do. Think about it. From climate change and pandemics to the rise of AI, our world is just full of new, complex risks. The work of the actuary, that part superhero, part fortune teller, has honestly never been more important. So, what do you think they'll tackle next?